This is Akashvani. Time for a weekly program, Our Guest. I hand over the mic to the show host, Nitish Arora, for the same.
They say that health is the best investment. But unfortunately, the kind of environment that we are living in today, lots of pollutants in the air, pollution all over, not only physical, but in the mental sphere also, with the social media and lots of other things which are actually taking control of our life, is making humans a lot more indifferent towards their health. We are not aware about our fitness, but we want to know about the world. And that's why the practitioners of medicines are being flooded with patients day in and day out. Not bad for them, but absolutely not good for general population. Apart from allopathy treatment and other forms of treatment, there's one treatment which cures you completely and fully, and that is homeopathy. Now, what exactly is homeopathy? What is the philosophy behind this form of medicine, or rather cure? These are the questions that pop up in every individual's mind. Those who are exposed to homeopathy, they sometimes at the very start, they doubt the efficacy. And those who have not seen it work wonders on patients, they feel that what can those tiny, small little tablets, sweet tablets can do to a patient? So all those doubts can be cleared. And we are very fortunate to have Dr. Chithra Vasu, a practicing homeopath for the last 10 years, and somebody who is really into curing people's mindset as well. Dr. Chithra, welcome to our guest.
Good morning, and thank you, Nitish ji, for having me here.
I think I have put a lot of questions to your mind with the introduction itself.
Yes.
Now, start clearing those doubts one by one.
Absolutely. Your intro is forcing me to explain everything in the most qualitative way. So, speaking about homeopathy, firstly, I want to tell you that it is a philosophical branch of medicine. To be specific, it's a philosophical constructive system of therapeutics, which is meant for the overall development of a human being. And it is built upon that bedrock of compassion. That is very important, because for that we must know what is really compassion and what is the difference between empathy, sympathy, and compassion at first. So I have to say about that thing.
Which means the patients have to be very patient. Nowadays, nobody is having that much of time for sympathy, empathy, compassion. They just want to pop a pill and get back to work as if they are machines.
But the doctor should be compassionate enough. That is what I meant. Because empathy is just a momentary feeling only. You are just feeling that, oh, it's sorry, it's so unfortunate it happened. And in the case of sympathy, you are taking that feeling to the home and you are pondering over that thing, exactly what has happened, like that. But in the case of compassion, you are kind enough to understand that feeling, and at the same time, you are trying to find a solution also. This is what I meant.
But normally when the patient approaches any doctor, any practitioner, they are in acute distress. Only then they reach out for a help and they want quick fix solution. So how does a homeopath deals with that? Because as you said that for a homeopathy, it's more of a psychology. It's more of a philosophy of medicine. Do you get such patients who want a quick fix treatment?
Definitely. For that, whenever a patient approaches to a doctor, at first, he has to find out whether that patient or his pathological state is coming under your scope or not. Because I told you now, homeopathy is always offering a cure in the most gentle, harmless, rapid way. That is very important. So, definitely, when a patient with acute symptoms, if he is approaching to a doctor, definitely we are having so many medicines that gives immediate result. That's for sure.
How is homeopathy as a treatment different from other pathies?
Yes, this is the fundamental question. And here I have to clarify. At first, I have to tell you one thing, that ever since the inception of reflective thought, all the philosophers were searching one thing, the problem of existence. Am I right or not?
True.
Be it West or East, be it ancient philosophers or modern philosophers, they were all searching this question, the problem of existence. And definitely, the business of homeopathy is also the same thing. When you get a patient, you are trying to find out the true essence of that particular patient. That is very important to find out a phenomenally intricate specific remedy. I am repeating, we have to discover a phenomenally intricate specific remedy which is capable of curing the patient holistically, sustainably, and in the most beautiful way so that that patient is able to extract the best version of him in his future.
Which means there is a lot of psychology also in homeopathy, because the other pathies, let's say allopathy, nowadays the doctors would go for all those tests before prescribing anything. So those tests reveal what is the pathological condition of that particular patient. In homeopathy, I have seen lots of homeopaths first indulge in lots of talks with the patient. There are certain questions which are sometimes very uncomfortable. The sleep pattern, the eating pattern, all those things. So is it a lot of psychology also?
Absolutely. I have told you early itself that firstly, we have to find out whether that case is coming under the scope of homeopathy or not. For that, you have to do all the investigations and all, because it's very important to find out the progress of the disease and the prognosis as well. Now, coming to your valid question, see, I want to explain it clearly. See, we all are living in a world of unquestionables. Am I right?
Unquestionable.
Yes, I'm explaining it more clearly. Actually, we are living our lives in a captiveness, in an acceptedness style. That means we are taking everything for granted. Food, culture, gender, body structure, everything. And this kind of captiveness with that acceptedness is a sort of pollution. Actually, these kind of external factors are polluting your consciousness. Am I right or not? So, at first, when a case comes to me, what I do is that, at first I try to bracket those symptoms, because I have to find out how the consciousness of that particular patient got polluted externally. So, I bracket those symptoms. In a way, I can say that I am trying to disconnect those symptoms with the other symptoms. So, that is very important. Now, the second step is that you have to find out the true essence of that human being. And apart from these external influences, there are certain other internal factors also.
Internal factors like
Hereditary, genetic, and certain other patterns. I will clearly see an example. See, if a person was having a trauma, he was traumatized in any or other way. But if that person is not accepting that trauma as his identity, he will not be cured. Am I right or not? So he has to accept that this is my identity. I have to heal this trauma qualitatively. Otherwise, unresolved traumas can attract other traumas and you will land up in other chronic diseases. So this is the pattern. So in order to find out the true essence of a human being, we have to ask certain uncomfortable questions. But the thing is that case taking is an art. It's really an art. And a frank, honest, sincere revelation about the symptoms of a patient can definitely help the doctor to arrive at a conclusion, or that is going to help that doctor to do the phenomenological reduction to get that wonder. I must say that the science of all science, and that is really a pointer towards the phenomenally intricate specific remedy, about which is written in one book called Homeopathic Mathemedica. That is that particular subject which is dealing about the pathogenetic effect of all the drugs and the principles and the methods we are using, because it is a very rigorous transformative technique to arrive at that phenomenological essence of a human being. It is very intricate. So we have to follow the techniques given by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, which were laid down in this particular books called Organon of Medicine, which is otherwise called the Bible of Homeopathy, and the Chronic Disease by him.
So when you said that we talk the disease out of the patient also, because we actually need to know exactly the history behind it and all those things, and all those questions are asked. Is the treatment only based on the medicines, or you subscribe some other things also like meditation, chanting, or things like that?
No. Here I am trying to explain it with the help of WHO's definition about health. What is health actually? It's a state of well-being. And what kind of well-being? You should be emotionally fit, you should be mentally fit, and you should be physically fit. And there are certain other dimensions also pertain to health. And like you should maintain your occupational wellness, spiritual wellness, financial wellness, environmental wellness, so many things. So naturally, you have to find a balance in all these sectors. So according to your spiritual belief, you can do that thing. According to your financial ability, you can resort to certain other methods. So it all depends upon that particular human being. And a doctor can't say to a person, you have to do this thing. Instead, he can throw a light to his situation. So that's what I told you in the beginning itself, that this kind of therapeutic healing system is helping that particular human being to extract the best version of himself by mainly 3 processes, Nitish. First thing is, after giving that medicine, I believe that at first there occurs an activation of the sphere of intellect of that particular human being. Secondly, it is helping him to arrive at a state of self-realization. And thirdly, naturally after self-realization, what is the other step? Self-actualization.
Self-actualization. That brings me to the next question, that yes, you need a practitioner for any kind of pathy. You first have to go to the practitioners, but now we have lots of homeopathy medicines, like combinations. The bio combinations are available over the counter, and we find many takers now. They just go to the medicine shop, buy those combinations, and they say that we are treating ourselves with homeopathy. How correct is that?
Nitish, in order to arrive at a destination, there are so many pathways, right? So it's the call of the doctor. You can take any route to reach the destination, but I follow classical homeopathy. I am just following the principles laid down by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. This I can say about myself. And one thing I want to tell you is that always, what does a raw human being need actually? Can you just tell me?
A simple living, wherein satisfied and healthy being. That is the basic.
Is it not so freedom? Is it not so freedom? Raw human being.
Freedom is a concept which has got many connotations to it, and I think nobody is free. Freedom is something which is sold at a very higher price, and it is never right up.
Yes, that is the problem actually. A raw human being needs freedom, unrestrained and unfettered. Man is the center of universe, and all the societal rules, societal institutions, society, everything is meant for him. There lies the importance of subjectivity, truth. Truth is always subjective, and that means objectivity, and objectivity is what? Hallucinations are objectivity, right? They are objective.
I think we are getting into some another realm, which is again going to need another 15 minutes of discussion.
Absolutely. So one thing I want to tell you that if truth is subjective, any element of objectivity which is going to vitiate that truth is really not good. That will be obstructing you in reaching to find out the phenomenological essence of a particular human being.
So I think this apart from homeopathy, we got into more of the philosophy of homeopathy today, and I think we were able to have a little deeper understanding of the subject. But unfortunately, we do not have that much of time, and it's time to wrap up. If anything more you want to tell listeners about why homeopathy?
In today's scenario, homeopathy's role is very significant because apart from having a very successful career, everybody is battling with so many mental issues like depression, anxiety, or substance abuse. So what is the reason? Nobody is having time to do self-reflection. So if you are having a system of therapeutics with you, which is helping you in doing that self-reflection, why can't you go to that system?
Which means everything comes to that particular very basic and very pertinent questions that will remain around across centuries is know thyself. If you start knowing yourself, I think no pathy will be required, and homeopathy will help you in knowing yourself. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
This is I borrowed from you because you always ask, am I right? Thank you, Dr. Chithra Vasu, for being our guest today. And it was so very meaningful to have such an insightful talk about homeopathy. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Nitish.
You were listening to the weekly program Our Guest that is broadcast every Monday at 9:15 a.m. Don't forget to tune in next week, same day, same time and same frequency for more on Our Guest. Have a nice day.